Hello. Hello, dear student. Please confirm me my voice is audible or not. My video and audio is visible or not. Hello. Hello, dear student. Please confirm me my voice. Chaliye, dear student. So everything is okay. So, dear student, very good morning to all of you. Dear student, today we are going to discuss about 11th August, the Hindu newspaper analysis. So, dear student, first thing is how we can get this PDF. You can simply scan this QR code to download our application. In that application, not the today PDF, last 1 year, more than 1 year PDF is already available in our application. You can get it from there. And those who are using iOS and iPad, so they can simply download the Class Plus application and use org code as PKRMJ to get it. And you can also scan this QR code to join our Telegram group. From there we are providing a lot of MCQs, daily mains answer writing, and a lot of content, current affair. So you'll get all the benefit and you'll not miss any current affair of the day. Chaliye, first thing is about why you need to watch this video. So just let me put it in a good context. So newspaper is not designed for our UPSC preparation, it is in general. So we will make sure that how this each and every news article or each and every news that is in newspaper, it is useful for our examination, whether it is in prelims, mains, or in interview. If it is helpful, then what kind of question, what kind of possible question they can ask in prelims, in mains, or in interview. In mains, from which subject you are going to write, whether this data is going to helpful in a society, polity, economy. That is what I am going to tell you. So my basic focus is utility of this newspaper for your examination. So please stay tuned and watch the video till the end. And during this discussion, I am going to give you 10 to 15 tasks daily basis. So after completion of this discussion video, so you have to do some homework. You have to study that and make note of it. And during the discussion, I'm also going to put a lot of questions to you. So make this discussion more active, and by actively involving and participating, it is my promise at the end of the year you'll get around 20 to 30 marks extra as compared to your friend in the prelims, and 80 plus marks in mains as compared to your friends. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. So India brought Pakistan to its knee within hours. So this is what said by our Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that on Sunday, the Pakistan brought to its knee within hour after Operation Sindoor. So in that Operation Sindoor, we have downed 6 aircraft of the Pakistan that include one early warning AWACS system also. So that is what clearly shows the dominance of Indian Air Force over the Pakistan armed forces. Okay. चलिए. So next, next is MEA set to brief House panel on Indo-USA ties. So USA President Donald Trump imposition of additional tariff on India is a result of flawed assumption, and New Delhi is being dragged into the political tug of war in which it does not intend to participate. Okay. So the External Affairs Minister are poised to tell the Parliament Committee on External Affairs on Monday. The official may also highlighted that bipartisan nature of the Indo-USA relationship. You know that recently Donald Trump imposing a lot of fines on the 1 second, dear student, just a second. चलिए. So recently is going on between India and USA. USA is imposing tariff on the India, and in retaliations to that, India is also hit out both USA and European Union for showing the double standardness. While they themselves are purchasing huge amount of the oil gas from the Russia, and even they are USA is buying critical mineral, oil, gas, and nuclear energy from the Russia. They are imposing sanction on India. Even European Union they are keep purchasing the oil and gas from the Russia also. So US President Donald Trump imposed additional tariff on India is a result of flawed assumption, New Delhi being dragged into geopolitical war, which is India don't intended for. And if you look into the relationship between the India and USA, so both party, like bipartisan support both in India and bipartisan support both in USA are in favor of Indo-USA relationship. For example, in India, both Congress and BJP, they are helping in maintaining good relation with USA. Same thing also possible in case of USA. Both the Republican and both the party in the USA, so they are in favor of maintaining good relationships. So dear student, if you want to practice our answer writing program, you can scan this QR code to join. Here you'll get both the GS answer writing and essay answer writing practice. Chaliye, so nominations to the JK Assembly outside the realm of elected government. So Union Home Ministry tell to the High Court, if let's say that if there are few members need to be nominated to the State Legislative Council or State Legislative Assembly of the Jammu Kashmir, so it is to be decided by the Lieutenant Governor, not by the elected government. So if you look into government, the Parliament in 2013. 2019 Act also provide. So the government recently enacted Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Act by the Parliament in 2023. So 2019 Act has also provided for nomination of two women to the Assembly if opinion of the LG women are not adequately represented. So if you look into the whatever provided by the nominations under this, so you can see here the nomination were outside the realm of the business of the elected government. That means which member is to be nominated is decided by the Lieutenant Governor. The power to nominate three members, two Kashmir migrant, including a woman, and one member from the Pakistan occupied community to the Assembly was inserted in the JK Act by the Parliament 2023. And also it provides for nomination of the two women to the Assembly if the opinion of the LG, the women are not adequately represented in the Assembly. So that means whatever may be the nomination, so it is to be decided by the Lieutenant Governor, not the elected government. So that is what the news. So next is forces engage in the two groups of terrorists in Jammu Kashmir forest area. So why it is important? It is important for our internal security. IS. It is important for our internal security. So you need to have fair amount of idea what kind of internal security problem that India is facing and how we are going to overcome it. So next is uneasy claim prevail in the Tamil Nadu district after the demolition of the caste wall. So recently what happened, so those who are staying in the upper caste, they have erected a wall. So this is what allegation, so I'm not sure even, we need to be ascertain. So the upper caste people, they erected a wall, and this side is scheduled caste community staying, and this side upper caste community is staying. So so this upper caste community, they have said that we have erected the wall to prevent those who are in night consuming liquor and creating law and order problem. And the scheduled caste people, they are talking about this wall is erected to prevent the access to promote untouchability or prevent the access to these sites. Okay, so that is what the allegation. So dear student, you can join our year-long Dronacharya year-long mentorship program. It is very nominal fees, yet you will get quality guidance from our experienced mentor. So you can scan this QR code to join it. So how villager fought for an elephant. So this is a very good big story you can use in your essay. So nowadays Hindu is providing a lot of this kind of stories. So please note them down the crocs and you can use that so essay. So how human is love, there is a love for the human, love towards animal, how there is a good bond between human and animals. So villager in the district are mourning after 36-year-old elephant Madhuri was transferred from our home in the Nandini villages to the Bantara, a wildlife rehabilitation center facilitate Gujarat, 1,170 kilometers. So Bantara, so this elephant was initially located in the village, but after the PETA, that is provision of ethical treatment to the animal, so they have filed a case in the Supreme Court that the elephant is suffering from the chronic the health issue, so that is not able to treat there, so they need to be transferred to the Bantara Wildlife Conservation. And Bantara Wildlife Conservation is a brainchild of Ananta Ambani, son of Mukesh Ambani, and supported Reliance Industry Limited and Reliance Foundation. So it feels like I have lost. So those who have raised the the Madhuri may out said that is like feeling like losing his daughter. So many days are empty without this elephant. So those who have raised, there is a special bond. If a human being raise an elephant for a long, so there will be develop a special bond between the animal and the human being. If you start separating all of a sudden, so that is what the people are facing the problem. ठीक है. So the elephant was initially part of the Jain mott. So later on it is transferred to the village, and after that, PETA filed the provision of ethical treatment to the animal. So they have filed a case in the Supreme Court. They requested that for better treatment they need to transfer to the Bantara. So after transferring to the Bantara, so there is a mass movement started in the Kolhapur region of the Maharashtra. So they demand the transfer of this elephant again back from the Bantara Jamnagar to the Kolhapur. And because the elephant is a symbol of bond between people and the local community and other. ठीक है, चलिए लास्ट पेज को चलते हैं. So here it is an important news given in a short for quantum computing AI Shepard's qubit with laser. So so if you know that traditional computer operate on the basis of 0 1, and quantum computer operate on the basis of qubit. Qubit means it can be either 1, it can be either 0, or it can be combination of both 0 and 1. So because of this, multiple state of quantum bits, so it increase the computation power exponentially. For example, if you have two bits 0 and 1, maximum you can combine 4 1 0 0 0 1 1. But in case it can be combination of anything, that means it can be that along with that, any possible combination, like for example 20% of 1 and 80% of 0. So you can represent any number by using the quantum computing, so that increase the computational power of computer exponentially. But problem is how to realize this quantum or qubit. So quantum computing hold promises to revolutionize science and technology by solving problem currently beyond the limit of classical computer. A critical steps building practical quantum computer is assemble large array of qubit or quantum bit with no defect. So main problem with the present system is that we need to design a quantum computer with lot of qubits. So researcher from the China reported significant progress on the front by developing way to rapidly and reliably creating large array of neutral atoms. Their findings were published in physical review later. So natural atoms like rubidium atom can be trapped and controlled by a small laser beam called optical tweezer. These atoms serve as a qubit for quantum computing simulation. By array of thousands of atoms positioned precisely in vital because it allows the complex quantum operating and error correction. So if we are able to correctly make this quantum qubit, then we can increase the computational power exponentially, which is very much helpful for realizing the quantum computer. So next is study opens window to brain when an emotional first appear. So despite being so fundamental to our survival as a species, scientists are still piercing together how emotional arises in our brain. So scientists still study about how emotion is first arise in our brain and what are the reaction. In a study recently published in journal Science, the scientists have just reported mapping of the brain-wide activity pattern that trigger the emotions. So what are the emotions? Really, why do we have the emotion? Simply put, that emotion is an intangible response to what we see happening around us. They arise spontaneously without conscious thought of it. For example, the moment, let's say, you see one of your friend died, so initially you start crying, you feeling sorrow. Why this has happened? This has happened because of emotion. So it is sort of, it rises suddenly without having any thought of it. So emotion allow early humans to efficiently dodge the danger as they explore the world around them. For example, in initial days, let's say this person is traveling in the jungle. The moment it say saw a tiger, it saw a tiger, so it is run away from the tiger. Why? Because of its emotion. So emotion is helpful to protect human being in early times. While world and our life are very different today, then the way our ancestor, our emotion haven't changed. Though our life have changed a lot, but our emotion has not changed yet. So despite being so fundamental to our survival as a species, however, scientists are still piercing together how emotion arise in our brain. In a study recently published in Science, in fact, scientists have just reported mapping brain-wide activity pattern that trigger emotion. So recently, scientists have studied and predict the brain-wide activities. So that is what helpful for generation of the emotions. So once we have studying about which region is producing emotion, so we'll have better understanding how you can control, in case of disorder, we can treat them. Yeah? So with a new study have revealed what happen in our brain in first second when an emotion takes root. One hope future study will reveal specific information encoded by this the primal curiosity, how encode different emotion and how it evolve over the time. So better understanding the emotion can help in treating so many mental disorder that is being happened. We can also control the emotional breakdown also. So next is Yunis call for full security at the booth for Bangladesh election. So recently the Muhammad Yunis is planning to and its interim government is planning to conduct election in the Bangladesh. So they are planning to ensure that first that should be proper booth level security, so that booth rigging or illegal activity at the voting pattern can be curbed. So dear student, you can join this, you can get this PDF by scanning this QR code. So we are charging very nominal rupees, 300 rupees per year, so which is less than 1 rupee, but you will save around 2 to 2.5 hour daily. So that amount of time you can devote for your GS study and optional study also. So at least 26 art seeker killed in the Gaza as Netanyahu defend the military plan. So recently we have seen that how Israel is killing the people of Gaza mercilessly. So even attacking those who are seeking the art. And Israel is also planning to capture the Gaza Strip and under and ensure that it is under the control of the Israel. So because of that, all over the world getting a lot of condemnation. Even within the Israel, people are against these occupations. Okay, so even at the international level, so many organizations started demanding war crimes should be initiated against the Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel. So 6 killed in the Ukraine Cube strike refinery in Russia. So that recently Russia strike in the Ukrainian. So you can see about died in this region. So this region are very important: Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Kherson. So these are very important because in UPSC in past also they will give you locations. Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Kherson. They ask these are few locations located in which region. It can say about American, Asian, Eurasian region, African region. So you have to correctly match that. This kind of question in past they have asked. So Ukraine military also claimed to have taken back the village of the Bejes Salva, Halbika, and Sumi region from the Russian army. So you have to remember this name. So I know it is very difficult to pronounce because it's a Russian word, but still you have to have idea. So in case they ask in UPSC, so you can correct the examination in examination. So next is European and Ukraine should be party to the Putin and Donald Trump talk. So recently, both the Russia and USA is planning to hold talk in the Alaska. So in that talk, so it is they are going to discuss the Ukrainian issue, but Ukraine is not a party to this issue. So you can understand what kind of hypocrisy is going on. So USA and Russia is going to decide the fate of different country, and the original country Ukraine is no absent. So European leader push Sunday for Ukraine to be part of the negotiation between US and Russia ahead of the talk between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. Two leaders will meet US state of Alaska, try to resolve 3-year war, but Europe insisted that Kiev and European powers should be part of any deal to end the conflict. Okay. So if any conflict that is going to impact the independence or sovereignty of Ukraine, so Ukraine should be party to it. Otherwise, after signing the deal, Ukraine might not accept that. So railway issues safety alert after a speeding a relief engine collide with the stranded train. So recently we have seen so many accidents are happening in railway because of lack of you can say carelessness attitude of the driver. They are not following the safety protocols. They are they are driving over speed. So that is the reason. So safety protocol has been issued so that anyone who are violating, strict action can be taken. So policy must be made to mitigate the crisis from the tarifer Nigerian scientist. So Ademola Adenala said. So so recently we have seen the crisis. The crisis happened because of the you can say about the Indo-USA trade deal negotiation, where USA tried to push the trade deal through the agriculture, GM crops, soybean, but India is opposed because it is going to impact our farmer. So this the said the professor Adenal, who owned the first MS Swaminathan annual food prize for peace. So you have to remember the name Adenal, who owned the first MS Swaminathan annual award for food and peace. So this can be a very good question, particularly at the state PCS level. So who owned the MS Swaminathan food for peace annual award for the peace and food? Okay, so here this adenal is a expert in the genetically modified organism technology, and Professor Adenal said that strong base in scientific research, proper regulatory mechanism, and adequate legal system would ally the concern use of the GM crop. So Professor Adenal said that global agriculture was facing a lot of challenges, such as land degradation, climate change, poverty, water scarcity, and technology was going to play big role in fighting this problem. So this whatever given in box can be a very good for your mains. If there is a question, what kind of challenges our agriculture sector is facing, simply copy here and paste in your examination. Na? Okay? So that is what you can use. So he said that destruction of the food system during the conflict, war, and trade imbalance, other factor leading to the supply disruption, price hikes, and shortage. So here you can also note that what are the reason of disruption in agricultural supply. You can write that in your exam also. Na? So in paper, so you are getting a lot of information. So thing is that you have to note them properly. Okay, so I think this is what the news is. So please read it, you will understand it. So next is India has set an example. India has set an example in lion conservation. This is what said by the minister. So if you look into the lion conservation, India having seen that rapid rise in lion population. So rise of population of the Asiatic lion shows India's intimate relationship with the nature and wildlife. So this is what said by Environmental Minister Bhupendra Yadav. Praise coexistence of the pastoralist Maldhari community. So you have to remember about Maldhari community. UPSC in past also they've asked about Banjara community. They've asked about different tribal communities. So you have to remember, you have to understand, you have to study about in detail about the pastoral Maldhari community. So what are the occupation they follow, the region they are staying, so what kind of society they have, you have to understand. So and big cat, so they are staying in peaceful coexistence with the big cat, that is the lion. So the environmental ministry Bhupendra Yadav rise in talk about Asiatic rising in the Asiatic lion population in India. So if you look into the population, you can see now the Asiatic lion population is 891. So this is seen growth after 1889. So after 1889, first time we have seen there is a rapid growth in the population of Asiatic lion. So the challenges that we are facing, climate change had brought challenges such as heavy rain and cyclone. So to tackle that climate change, India has been taking lot of steps like CDRI, Coalition for Disaster Resilience Infrastructure, and International Solar Alliance. So the International Big Cat Alliance has been established. Conservation work has been undertaken for big cats. So these are Asiatic lions are only found in India, and that too Gir and Gujarat get 100% pride for their conservation. So if you look into Asiatic lions, you'll find that Asiatic lion found only in India. And India, out of the total 7 big cats, 5 big cats are available in India. Only 2 big cats that is not available in India. So they are the puma and jaguar. So these are two big cat that is not being available in India. Except that all 5 big cat that is being available, they are elephant, tiger, leopard, then snow leopard, then cheetah. So these five big cats are already available in India. Only 2 big cat is not available. They are puma and jaguar. So they can ask in a question also. ठीक है चलिए. So the minister praised the unique bond between the pastoralist Maldhari community and lion model of coexistence. So the number of tiger reserve in India has increased from 58 from 47. So that means we have increased 11 more number. So and India hosts 70% of the global tiger population. So if you look into that, India is 70% of the global tiger population, and also our snow leopard population is increased to 714. So dear student, tell me in the comment box, what is the status? What is the IUCN status of snow leopard? What is the IUCN status of snow leopard? Endangered, critically endangered, vulnerable, least concern. So tell me, let me see. So on cheetah introduction, he said that bringing African cheetah to the India was challenging, but it was successfully rehabilitated them. So we have also implemented Project Lion, Project Tiger, Project Elephant, Project Dolphin, Project Great Indian Bustard, which reinforcing Indian conservation leadership. 2 more species of big cats, that is jaguar and puna, are found in Latin America. So these 2 species only absent from the India. Rest 5 species we found in the India. Okay. So now this is what the news is all about. So please study it properly. So whenever there is a question, you can talk about it. So Shukla International Space Station trip will be help Gaganyaan mission. This is what said by the ISRO chief. So recently, the Subhanshu Shukla visited International Space Station under the the Axiom space mission. So it is going to help the experience that Subhanshu Shukla ji having. So it is going to helpful for our space mission. The group captain Subhanshu Shukla experience aboard the International Space Station will prove valuable for the Gaganyaan Indian upcoming human spaceflight mission under ISRO. Stressing the importance of such mission, Narayan reiterated that Indian side has insisted axiom mission in which, so during its liftoff, so there is a leakage in the fuel tank. So ISRO has insisted that ISRO is not given clearance after until the fault is clear. So because we are giving high priority to the safety, so even the organization is ready to lift off, but ISRO is not given its clearance until it is done everything. So Narayan also counted how India from having launched its space program with sounding rockets. So you can see about India started its mission from sounding rockets, and gradually we have emerged as a space power. Recently, we have launched NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. It's called NISHAR. So the country currently having 56 satellite in orbit, and number is likely to increase three times in next 2 to 3 years. So that means number of satellite we will going to increase 3x. That means 150 by 2 to 3 years. So it is humongous. That is large. You can say about huge rise in the numbers. So next, election commission shooting the messenger and resorting to threat of criminal prosecution. So recently, the opposition party, they have alleged that the election commission, instead of they are acting in support of the ruling party. So this is, I think, it's a crisis that election commission is facing. So instead of criminalizing the opposition, they should come out in public. They should throw everything open in the public. Let public judge rather than resorting to the criminal activity, because in politics opposition, this is the role of the oppositions to hold the government accountable. Okay, so that is what the role is. So next is poll panel issue notice to the Rahul over vote theft claim. So recently the Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition, recently claimed that there are four ways through which vote has been theft in the Karnataka. So after that poll panel issue notice, so Gandhiji alleged that there are five ways: vote theft, duplication of duplicate voter, fake and invalid address, bulk voter at a single address, invalid photo, and massive use of Form 6. So that led to the more than 1 lakh voter, Madhavpur constituency in the Karnataka. So that is what a big allegation. So that led to a looked into. So no right to seek separate list of name included on the draft roll, says by the election commission. Dekho, first of all, something election commission recently conducted without proper consultation with the people and civil society organization, and that led to the 65 lakh people from the Bihar excluded from the list. And now election commission saying we are not going to publish the name in a booth wise. So what kind of organization it is. So it should be come out in public and provide everything, because free and fair election is a basic structure of our constitution. It is our fundamental right to ensure that elections should be free and fair. So if someone name is not found, it should be clearly given what are the reason why election commission should be fearful of not disclosing information. Ultimately, election commission is a constitutional body. It is our body, so it is our right to know about what is going on there, na? So that is what the article is. So election commission, it is the high time, the credibility issue election commission is facing. It need to become out public and give all information that is demanded by the people, so that all kind of concern can be overcome. So Indian and Asian officials began fresh round of talk to review the trade agreement today. So we have signed free trade agreement with the ASEAN. So which are the country in ASEAN? So Brunei, so this is the country that is recently added: Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam led effort for these are the countries of ASEAN. So that means 11 countries are part of the ASEAN now. Earlier it was 10. Okay, so you know that recently Donald Trump imposed tariff on India 50%. So after that, Indian government tried to diversify its export basket. So reaching out to the different trading, you can say partners. So one of them is ASEAN. So ASEAN, we have free trade agreement, but in past we have seen that how ASEAN is abusing our trade position in free trade agreement. Let's say this is India, this is ASEAN, and this is China, and we have free trade agreement, and China and ASEAN is also having free trade agreement. So they import good from China at zero tariff and repackage, rebrand, and sell it to the India. So we don't have any free trade agreement, but this is what violated by the ASEAN to make huge profit. If you look into trade deficit between India and ASEAN, so our trade deficit has been increased to 45 billion with the ASEAN countries. So it was around 34 billion in the first year. So that is what led to the our Ministry of Ministry of Industry and Trade criticize about the ASEAN, how they are acting as a team B to the China. So here it is mentioned B team of the China. So they are acting as a gateway for China to dump their cheap good in the India and flooding our market and destroying our market. So next is Operation Sindoor was akin to the chess, playing games chess. This is what said by the Upendra Dwivedi. So now during Operation Sindoor, so we have launched deep inside Pakistan. We have destroyed their airfield. We have destroyed the terrorist camp, but we don't know what in return. But our forces, they have played very important role, prevent a single attack, single missile or that drone entering into our territory. Everything is neutralized in the air. So that is what is talking about. So India has most dynamic economy. Some people are not liking it. Yes, definitely Western country, they don't like India to be emerged as a powerful country, because we are now fourth largest economy and we are going to be third largest economy. Some country are not like, those who are already powerful country of the world, so they don't want new power should be emerged, and they challenge their dominance. So if you look, our defense export is also rising rapidly. Once it is used to be 60 crore, now it is 24,000 crores. Okay, so that means four times we have increased our export of defense item. External Affairs Ministry set to brief House panel on Indo-USA relationship. So the Ministry of External Affairs, so they'll brief our parliamentary panel regarding how Indo-USA relationship. So if you look into that, post nuclear test, and we have improved our relationship with the USA. So like strategic partnership, defense collaboration, even USA is also reciprocated, and both relation is having bipartisan support. That is, India is also both party, Congress and BJP supported good relation with USA. Both played important role in improving relationship. Even in USA also, both the Republican and Democrat, they support the good relation with India. So that is the reason we have improved. But recently, the USA action, particularly Donald Trump, like tariff, and then a repeated claim that he's acting mediator role for ending the war and support to the Pakistan, and number of issues. For example, it's forced India to stop buying oil from the Iran, from the Venezuela. Even now it is asking for same thing from the Russia. So that is what creating strain in our relationship. So that is what they have to brief. So how artificial intelligence is tackling mathematical problem solving. So now there is a testing being going on. So the Chat GPT version 4 and Deep Mind of the Google, so they are able to achieve the they are able to get the gold medal. So a person can go get gold medal in mathematical Olympian if that person is able to solve 5 out of the 6 mathematics. And here you can say the International Mathematical Olympiad is arguably the leading mathematical problem solving competition. Every year, high school students from around the world attempt the 6 problem over span of 3 hours. Student who score across threshold roughly corresponding to 5 out of the 6 problem obtain the gold medalist. So the problem do not require advanced mathematical knowledge. So the problem they are giving, they do not require advanced mathematical skill. Instead, test the mathematical creativity. They are always news and ensure no similar problem are online or available in any literature to test how students are performing. But now Chat GPT able to achieve this gold medal. Even the Google DeepMind is also able to achieve that gold medal. So that is a clear sign or clear indications that AI is emerging supreme or superpower day by day. So days are not long when AI is going to solve mathematical problem. Before model, we have seen how AI AI is not that developed. AI is giving a lot of errors for its hallucination. People are complaining that even ChatGPT giving a lot of error, but now it is being corrected. So what are the new rules or chemically contaminated sites? There are some location where we have dumped historically. We have dumped all the pollutant. It can be radioactive pollutant. It can be any toxic pollutant over the period of time. So that is what called contaminated sites. So recently, the Ministry of Environment Affairs issue a notification under the Environmental Protection Act layout process that address site with chemical contamination. So the environmental protection and management of contaminated site rules. This is what called environmental protection and management of contaminated site rule 2025. So this give legal structure to process of addressing chemical contamination that until now was missing despite several sites being identified across the country. Though in India we have huge number of such sites, but it is not yet provided. Contaminated site, according to the Central Pollution Board, are those where hazardous and other waste were dumped historically and which has most likely to result in contamination of the soil, groundwater, surface water that pose risk to the human health. So if some chemical has been dumped a particular area or disposed a particular area over a period of time, it is increasing the contamination of the soil, increasing contamination of the groundwater, surface water that pose severe threat to the human health. Some of the sites are developed when there was no regulation or management of waste. So initially the site we have dumped when there is no regulation, and now those who have dumped there, either they have closed their factory, and or the cost of making it clean is prohibitive or high, so because of they are not doing it. So there are 103 such sites identified across the country. Only 7 site has remedial operation commenced and involve clearing the contaminated soil, groundwater, surface water. Okay. So just read it. So like in environment, you can talk about what are the steps taken by the government to clean the site, so you'll have fair amount of idea. Okay, chaliye. So what is the Telangana Kaleshwaram project? So just read that, Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project in which river, which location. That is what most important. Don't go into the political controversy. The Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project built as a lifeline of the Telangana by previous Rashtriya Bharatiya Samit BSR government is mired with controversy over manner in which being executed. A barrage forming major component of the project suffered damage within 3 years of its inauguration, while 2 other construction upstream developed crack, resulting the charge of the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project was colossal waste of money. So you need to study about where it is located. This project is on the Godavari River, Kaleshwaram. Okay, it is world's largest multi-stage irrigation project. Okay, so it is being designed on the confluence of Pranahita and Godavari. So you have to also remember that this dam is constructed on the confluence of Pranahita and Godavari. Okay, so this is what most important. No need to go in detail political controversy, because we are not preparing for any political examination, rather we are preparing for administrative examination. So administrative aspect, political is our importance. So special intensive revision drive of Bihar electoral role and its political ripple effect. So recently we have seen that the special intensive revision drive being carried out in Bihar. Because of that, 65 lakh voter have been name has been deleted because of several reasons. So some of them are died, some of them are migrated, some of them are having duplication voters. So that is the reason, so their name has been deleted. But if you look into the election of Bihar and other constituencies, so the voter the party they are winning, or candidate they are winning with thin majority, rather thin majority. In that case, by deleting, let's say, 100, 200 vote, 1000 vote can have severe implication on the result of the election. So that is what they are talking about. So recently it is found that some reason women have been removed, while if you look into Bihar election, so women are vote, percentage of women voter is more than that of the men voter. And second thing, despite the Bihar, most of the migrant worker are men, so how come it is possible that more number of women name is deleted? Second, there is allegation that the name of the minority community, particularly Muslim number, are more deleted from this, the electoral roll. So this is what the concern is about, if we are going to eliminate or remove this name in a haphazard way, because election commission don't consult the local people and don't give much time. Because in Bihar, most of the people they are migrant, and some of even the women they are don't have education level to understand how to fill the form. If you are making something stringent without letting people to participate, that is what going to create problem. Because just because people are migrant, they are migrating because of economic activity, you are disenfranchising them. If some women who have lack access to the education because they are not able to fill the form, so if you are disenfranchising them, but if you have to understand that it is the responsibility of the government, it is the responsibility of the state to provide all these documents. When state is failed to provide all these documents, rather than not disenfranchising them, it is the government role. They need to arrange, help make the process quite smooth, so that people will come forward and support it. Na? So election commission lack transparency is worrying. So this same thing is it is talking about. So next is providing justice for juvenile. So this is a very critical incident happened. So what is that? I'm just explaining you. So there is an act called JJ Act, that is Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act 2016. Under this act, it is providing anyone in the between ages of 16 to 18, so they need to be treated as a juvenile, and if they found that a crime committed, and then there will be trial in the juvenile court, and juvenile court provide maximum penalty of 3 years of imprisonment. But what happened recently, Karnataka High Court in a case found that one person, when kids children is arrested, he was minor, and later on he was not referred to the juvenile justice board, tried as a adult, and later on this children spent 13 years of his life in a criminal court. Just imagine if a child who might commit some crime without knowing the repercussion of its crime, it's staying in a regular criminal regular jail, where exposed to the hardcore criminals that led to the severe sexual and human right abuse, so that children later on can emerge as a hardcore criminal. So that is what called miscarriage of justice. If a children is committing any sort of crime, so first we need to refer, if a children between age of 16 to 18 year commit any heinous crime. Heinous crime is any crime that is having imprisonment more than 7 years. If they commit any crime, then we'll have to refer to the juvenile justice board in the district, and juvenile justice board will identify whether this kids will be tried as a children or adult. In case it is going to be treated as a child, so maximum imprisonment can be given 3 years. In case of adult, so same penalty as the regular case. Okay, so that is the issue. So here we need to ensure that all the children between the age of 16 to 18, if they are in conflicting with the law, so this person need to be referred to the juvenile justice care and protection act, juvenile justice board, and then only after ascertaining we can ensure that whether this person is going to trial as an adult or as a children. So next is, so difficult path for trump one big budget bet. So dear student, this article is not much important for our examination, but one thing is very important. So Department of Government Efficiency. So this is what called Dodge. Dodge is very important because they can ask about which government initiative, something like that. So the Department of Government Efficiency initiative under the Donald Trump administration is second term. So initiative aim to reduce U.S. federal spending, deficit, debt, interest burden, streamlining government operation, enhancing government efficiency. So they can ask about what is the objective of Dodge. Okay. So in UPSC exam, we have seen in past they asked about European the privacy law, European data privacy law. So they ask this kind of thing. So UPSC may ask about what is Dutch. So you need to know about that so that you can answer it. Okay. So next is language relation. So recently, what we have seen that language should not impose on other, so rather we should encourage people to learn different language. So even I've learned a lot of language because of it's love for that language. If you start imposing me all this language, it is going to create negativity. Already we have seen how many people in South India, they are quite suspicious about the Hindi language. So Tamil Nadu and Karnataka are planning to implement two language formula for school education and opposed to the push by the three language formula by the under National Education Policy 2020. State are inclined towards primacy for the local language, Tamil or Kannada, respective to the English and then English language. So that is what creating problem, because if you are making children excessive burden on the language rather than focusing on the science, mathematics, so ultimately in this globalized world where we are moving towards AI, we are moving towards higher mathematics, so our student will not get benefit from the globalized world. So central government need to come out of all this language debate, rather focusing on the quality education. Apart from the stream means science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics approach to the state want to other focus support for tribal students, first generation learner, and student with disability. So tribal student, I think first generation learner means their parent and grandparent are not educated, only this generation first time getting the education, these are called first time learner, and student with disability. So government pledge to more support to the public education. In fact, the uniform high quality public education should be biggest priority of the school education policy, state and central government, rather than focusing on the language debate. So and even the state government, they are fighting and demanding the release of the fund from the central government. The Tamil Nadu fighting for release of 2152 crore education fund from the center that rightfully to it. Graveyard of Gaza. So let me explain you about detail about it so that you can get a context of it. So there is a attack that is happened in the Israel by the Hamas, and they took the people as hostage, Israel people as hostage, and kept in the Gaza Strip. And after that, Israel launched its attack. It is around more than 10-20 months. Now it is destroyed entire Gaza. Now it is planning to capture the Gaza. So, but during this operation, 60,000 people of Palestinian have been died. So now there is international condemnation against the Israel government because of its excess in the Gaza and people of Palestinian. But Israel is now planning to capture the Gaza, so which is going to create more death. And even the traditional support of Israel, be that the UK, French, German, so they are vocal about this action of Israel. Even they are supporting creation of the new state also. Okay, so this is the article is all about. Okay. So Israel is able to pursue its course only because the military, financial, and political support by the West, particularly the USA. USA, while talking about human right abuse, India's involvement in the India support war, and that led to the killing of Ukrainian people. On the one hand, it is saying that; on the other hand, it is supporting Israel to kill the Palestinian people. You can see about double standard of USA. Okay, and even in the action of Israel in Gaza is also criticized by previous prime minister, even the defense chief, even the head of their intelligence agency. They are opposing, but still Benjamin Netanyahu going ahead with this. And even there is a war crime movement is going against the Israel. There is a criminal, the international criminal court issue arrest warrant against the Benjamin Netanyahu also. Okay, so dear student, this is all about the 11th August, the Hindu newspaper analysis. So, dear student, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to my channel, and please share this video with your friend so that maximum number of students can benefit out of it. So, dear student, we'll have to end here. Tomorrow, we'll start again. We'll discuss about the video. Chaliye, bye bye. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.